So then let's try faster.
Your right hand needs to be following if you want to go there.
Where?
The different positions. As you're in first position, you're here and then...
So you mean the more I go up, I have to go with that hand?
Yes.
But why? Other teacher told me that that's not necessary.
For the proper tone, you need to follow your hand, if you think of it like...
Because of the distance.
Yeah, the distance of the length of the string versus where you're playing, you need to maintain that same ratio.
Exactly. So you maintain the tension.
Yeah.
But other teacher told me it's not true.
Because when you play at the very top, it's...
There are many people that doesn't do it. I never seen someone do it. Why you say I have to do that?
Well, we could do an experiment and show you that if you're playing the same, a note that sounds good here, if you keep moving up, if you don't change, it starts sounding buzzy and tinny. But if you move up, same thing. If you find the good note here,
maintain the tone.
Now all of a sudden it doesn't sound so good.
But I see that many people don't do that. Why I have to do it?
If you look at the great guitar players, they're going to be doing stuff like that, whether they're with fingerstyle or with a pick. They'll be going like Paco de Lucia, John McLaughlin, those guys.
So the real, that's good answer, very good. But one thing is that, who says that? Who plays like this?
Very few people.
But who is the propounder of this thing?
Paco de Lucia.
So the answer is, other teacher told you it's not necessary, the other guy says that, the other guy says that, but here, what we are doing here at CFG, what is?
Paco de Lucia techniques.
Yes, that's very simple. We don't care what the rest say. We are doing what Paco says. What Paco says, that's what we regard, and that's all. But then I will say the argument that, well, but you know, Vicente Amigo, he drags and repeats sometimes. And doesn't have the technique with the second joint down like that. Why you are telling me I have to do that? If Vicente doesn't do it or any other player doesn't do it, they play very well.
Yeah, but they're not as good as Paco de Lucia.
One thing is, they play well. That's right. But that's not the proper technique, that's also right. So there's two things separated, don't confuse things. One thing is they can play nicely with bad technique, with nice feeling, but they have bad technique or not the proper, according to what? According to the Paco de Lucia's technique. What we are doing here is, don't think not. You know how many people tell me these things? Every day I have 10 emails saying to people, oh, I think this is like this. Why you say that? The other says that. This guy other says that other thing. Why you are telling me this? Vicente plays good and he drags like this, right? So you have to know this argument. They will tell you this.
No, Vicente plays amazing, but our argument is based on Paco de Lucia's techniques.
Because what we are studying here is Paco de Lucia's technique. And according to that, if you don't move the both hands, that's wrong. And that's all. It's so simple. If you don't want to play the Paco de Lucia's techniques, then don't be here. Did I put you a gun to come here? No. Did I extortion you to come here? No. You come voluntarily because you think you need this knowledge. You are happy here improving. You do the experiment as Dustin said with yourself, and then you feel how you are getting better, and then if that's fitting, it's the best technique, Paco's technique is the best, then if it is the best for him, it's also the best for you potentially, provided you follow it scrutinizingly. So, because that argument of other people say the other guys does, that will be
Confusing.
so much. People will tell you this, but then you have to know what to answer. The answer is that Paco plays correspondingly the distances of the scale, moving both hands like this. It is not the same in first position and the other, and he never drags or repeats, unless he does on purpose. We'll play one phrase with the same finger, it's because he's doing willingly, not that it happens suddenly. Like in the examples now we check, suddenly it goes repeating or dragging or something weird. That's not good technique, right? So, okay, then let's do. So now you check what I am doing. Just to start, I repeat. You have to see that.
Yeah.
Lucy?
Your right hand moved too far and too fast, and
but you said that I have to go there.
that was too much.
Yeah, and the sound made a difference quickly.
But why? I listened it nicely. Look, for me it's cool. I love it. Don't you love it? Sounds great. No?
Not according to Paco.
Why? Because the distance of the string, this is first position, the index will be indicating here besides the rosette. Then if we go to second position, here the distances are shorter.
So it's relatively accurate.
Right? So, okay, I will start again and you check. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the thing. So, then you have to say, okay, then let's go down the speed first and check this attentively. Okay, then let's do 2 notes per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check if I am alternating or not. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, you have to be very attentive if the student is doing something wrong. Because if he's doing something wrong, it may be your fault that you are not correcting it. And then the responsibility for that, it goes to you. So that's why the role of teacher is not so cheap. Because you have to be aware and realize, you have to be accomplished on what you do first, and then you can teach. Otherwise, someone that can scratch the strings is not a teacher. We have to know what we are doing, because I am molding you, right? Mm-hmm. So if you later on, after 5 years, will say I have an injury because of the position you indicate me, and it's true, do you think that's okay? It's not okay. So we have to be aware of that as well. So, okay, now check if I am okay or not. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I would say the left hand, it's jumping around too much, it's bouncing.
No, but I tell you one thing, look how I have the guitar.
Oh yeah.
Why you allow me to start like this? That's you wrong.
That's correct.
You see, You didn't see it. I am telling you what will happen in real life when you are a teacher. These things will happen. And then you can see who is a teacher and who is a fake teacher. Right? So I don't want you to be fake teacher. I want you to be authentic teacher. And this authenticity is based on what? On accomplished knowledge. Right? And then, so why you allow me to start the exercise like this? Why you didn't correct it? You were watching one thing and I did other mistake there.
Mm-hmm.
You see? Okay, let's do it again. 2, 3, 4.
Still, the guitar is not the position's not proper.
And your hand is a little bit too much on an angle like
The
this.
leg's not lifted.
Lots of little problems.
So how I should sit? Should I sit with the footstool like this or with the cross leg?
Either or.
Either or, yeah.
Either or?
As long
But
as
other teachers told me I can sit however, it's not problem anyway. He said that I can sit, and he just said, I just went to his lesson, he said just sit there and play. And now you are telling me so many rules here, do's and don'ts. Why? Why you want to limit me? Don't you want freedom? Don't you want to feel free?
But if you want to do the picado properly, you have to have a proper distance from the palm and your fingers on the strings, where your palm hits.
But
the
why
button.
I see many people that don't do that?
This is Paco de Lucia's technique. So if you want to play at the highest level, then that's what you have to be following.
Now you say it.
Yeah.
That's the answer. You see, is they will say any nonsense like, well, Tomatito says this, the other says that, the other says that, anything. They will try to pull out the argument in many ways that, well, many other people don't do it, or I've never seen, or right? But well, that's that. Then you say yes, that's right. But what we are doing here is Paco's technique, and in Paco's technique, the position it is important. This is not my technique or yours. It's Paco's technique. So we are doing what he indicated, not what we speculate or any other people says. Right? Otherwise, that's not Paco's technique. It's just an speculation, speculative thing. Okay, so now let's do it again. Check 3, 4, E.
Too far, your guitar is too far this way.
Yeah. So how I should hold this? Should be like this or should be
Straight.
okay? Let's play again. 3, 4.
Needs to be up.
That's too much.
And now I exaggerate to see if you notice it. But this thing happens subtly, most of the time. It's difficult that someone goes like this, right? Like now I have to do this too. But I start playing like this and you didn't say one word. Why? That's why everything should be. And now, regarded, and now, what if I have the nails too long? I cannot do this experiment now because I have it proper. But I should leave it being a couple of weeks without playing and then call you, and then start doing. You see, you have to correct these things. How you have your nails? Are they very long or not? Because if it is long, if it is too long, the nail in picado, what happens?
You won't be able to hit the flesh. That's one, because you need to hit the flesh and the nail. And number two, you can put more force to do the picado because it's longer
but the
nail.
angle will
You're
not
gonna
change, right?
The angle, no, it will change.
Eh?
It will change.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because in flamenco,
If we have a nail longer, it will change the angle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
If
don't
you're
change
in order
that,
to get
yeah.
over the string, yeah.
And not to hit the wood.
It shouldn't, but
So if I have a long nail, I am prone to bend this thing? To bend the joint, the first joint?
yeah.
And that's
Because you
okay
need-
or not?
No.
No?
No.
But other teacher told me it's okay.
But that's not Paco de Lucia.
You never see Paco bending this. Never. Show me one time Paco doing that. Never. It's just not there. So it's very clear. It's easy really to teach proper when you know. Because it's very simple. We just follow the prominent propounder of the, right? most prominent propounder of the technique, and that's Paco de Lucia, and that's all.